All right, so first of all, let me just thank you all for joining us. I know that it's been very trying times on so many different levels over the last 3.5, 4 months for all of us. Certainly when we started this year, the biggest thing on our mind were to try to get New York City, especially the Bronx, counted. We never ever thought that we would get hit with COVID-19. None of us ever thought that we would get hit to this magnitude. The fact is that the Bronx is the epicenter, the eye of that storm, of this storm, where we lost so many folks. And so for any of you who either know or lost a family member, a friend or a loved one or a neighbor, sorry for your loss. A couple of weeks back, we did a virtual memorial. And I know that we're still not done with the people that unfortunately we may continue to lose. I certainly have lost over 24 people over the last 3.5 months that I know personally, and of course, as the borough president, we've had to deal with the tragedy of the amount of loss that exceeds the entire state of Connecticut. And because of that, we had to do all that we could collectively to fight this back, and that meant social distancing. And that meant that we had to do things differently, stay home for long periods of time, avoid contact, at least physical contact with folks. And, with that, then you saw that we had all the issues of the protests, protests that I think are merited, protests that are out there, not only dealing with police brutality and police misconduct, something that I've been at the forefront and battling my entire political career, but also dealing with systemic racism, right? Mm-hmm. So as we protest, as we combat COVID, as we move forward, a lot of folks are saying, where is this all leading us? And if we are to talk and to address systemic racism and to have equality, I think that the conversation, I know that the conversation is happening now more than ever. And how do we accomplish that, not only with policing, but also education, resources for the community, healthcare. We know that many of the people who pass away in our communities because they have pre-existing conditions. How do we do better by our transportation system, job inequality? I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And then when you put all of that into one framework, now we have the census. And the census, I think, while many people do not know, and certainly is not really drilled and ingrained in us from a young age, how important that the census is, so that we could deal with a lot of these inequities and inequalities through federal funding, and do so in a way where the federal government is informed as to how many of us live in certain communities, and therefore exactly what we need in all of those different silos that I just mentioned: healthcare, education, transportation, road work. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? I felt early on that in dealing with our team and dealing with the city and with all of the organizations, and coming up with our Bronx Counts Committee, that what I saw is that social media, which has gotten us through the pandemic, social media has helped with the organization of the rallies. Social media, while some of us are getting up there in age, is the way that you all communicate. So I always thought, what better way than to have social media be put out there to educate young people and therefore their families and the general public into how you get counted, so we developed what was called this campaign, the Make It Count campaign, and we went out to different schools, and we put the challenge towards the many different schools. And basically what we said is that we were gonna allow for you young folks, thanks to the help of Health First, to put out your own message, as long as it covered and mentioned the Bronx and the importance of allowing for yourselves to be counted. And what I hope that it would have done, what I hope that it did, is that not only it educated you, and not only did it highlight your creativity, but also that it became a way for you, through your family, friends, and classmates, and so on and so forth, for the people who saw this, to educate the overall Bronx and overall population on the importance of of getting counted and filling out your census for 2020. So we all know that the census is something that has to be done every 10 years. It is mandated by the Constitution. It is the way that the federal government understands how many people live in certain communities so that they can set money back to those communities. And we also know that the Bronx and other communities who are marginalized and other communities of color in particular have been undercounted for one way or the other. Either they've been undercounted because of a lack of education, the lack of information, or they've been undercounted because they feel they've been fearful of allowing themselves to be counted. And we're talking about every single human being. We're not just talking about citizens. We want every single living soul to be counted, whether you're a citizen, whether you have your green card, whether you're undocumented, you know, whatever it is, whether they're, you know, you're living in a place where you don't feel like the landlord needs to know who lives there. Everybody needs to be counted, and none of this information will be held against you. It is against the law. So, you know, shout out to the 2020 census. Shout out to the city of New York. I know that we've been working diligently with all of the men and women and clergy in the Bronx and organizations, but shout out to Health First for allowing us to fund this. I got a little bit more to say, but I do want to acknowledge Errol and just give you a couple of minutes here to have you shine. And I believe who else is from you have Juan. We have who else with us from Health First?
Burris.
Burris, thank you. And is there somebody else from Health First here?
Elise Titan is our director of Corp Com as well.
Oh, so Elise, thank you for allowing us to be able to do this. Who wants to give it a crack first, either Elise or Errol?
Yeah, Juan, take it away.
Okay, Juan to go first. Go ahead, Juan.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ruben. Thank you, everybody, for this great opportunity to partner with this great initiative in the Bronx. Health First is proud to be part of this, the community for more than 26 years. We feel very well connected with our members through our community events, and also partner with community leaders and great organizations like the Bronx Borough President, Ruben Diaz Jr., and to make sure that we address the issues on health care and help our community. We want to make sure that, you know, all the needed resources for the community on education, government program for seniors, adults, and children are available to the community. And the best way to get that is making everybody count on this Census 2020. Engaging the community with the youth organization, you know, middle school, high school, involving the children, talent, and artists. It was a great idea to bring on board all the community who knows about the census and make everybody count in the community, including the media. So I want to congratulate Melvin, Sophia, and Mark to make everybody count and make their contribution to the successful event of the Bronx Count and Census 2020. Thank you.
Elise, you want to chime in real quick, or Errol, one of you?
We're just happy to support. We're just happy to support.
Do we have Melvin on? We still don't have Melvin on, right? I don't think we do.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Melvin, we can hear you. We can't see you though, right?
Oh, you can't see me?
Let me see. I can't see you, Melvin. But nonetheless, welcome. What I'm gonna do is just I want to thank Tracy and my team, Tracy McDermott and Cecilia and my whole borough president squad for putting this together. Before I get to the winners, I just wanted to say that when we set out, we needed, you know, to make sure that we made it worth the while of the students to get involved. We made this announcement back in the beginning of the year. I remember going to different schools, and you know, we said that number one, the contest, the challenge is an online borough-wide creative and art competition, calling on Bronx middle schools and high school students to submit an original song, a rap, a spoken word, dance performance, artwork, or just some educational wording that they can come up with in terms of how do you encourage your neighbors to participate in the 2020 census, and how to allow yourself to be counted. To qualify, the entries must have been submitted on Instagram and or Twitter with the hashtag Bronx Counts, and it was only from February 24th through March 2nd. Now, we wanted to release this when, we wanted to release the winners, and we wanted to do something publicly before the pandemic, and do a big showing of it with the city of New York. And we weren't able to do that. We announced this again at Middle School 45 in the Belmont section of the Bronx on February 10th. And we had a lot of participants, but there could only be 3 winners. First place winner was $500. Second place winner was $250. Third place winner was $100. And let me just start with our third place winner. And I want to congratulate you as well, because with all of the different submissions, they were all great. None of us were the judges. We allow for the votes to be counted based on the likes. I don't know if that was the best scientific way of doing it, but it was, in my opinion, the best way to make sure that everybody got a fair chance here, and so they could spread the word on their own. So the third place winner was Mark Gonzalez Jr. Hi, Mark. How are you? So Mark, just let everybody know what school do you go to? What school do you attend?
Okay, I go to a high school in the Bronx. It's called it's in the Stevenson campus in the Bronx, and it's called
Stevenson. I went to Stevenson. I graduated from Stevenson. I went to Lehman and Stevenson.
Okay.
What grade are you in? What grade are you in, Mark?
I just finished 10th grade.
All right. And what made you want to get involved in this? When you heard the contest, what made you want to do it?
Well, okay. What made me want to do it was that okay, I was beginning to think like, okay, but before the contest started, I was thinking about doing things like with music, like maybe rapping or something. So then when I heard about the contest, then the Bronx, since I was born and raised there, I really care about it. So I just thought about that. Okay.
So you wanted to mix your talent, your musical talents, with doing something positive for the community, correct?
Yes.
You certainly did that. And then just tell us a little bit about like your direction. Why did you choose to do it this way? I don't know. Did everybody get to see the video?
Mm-hmm. So good.
Well, okay, so I chose to do it that way because like okay, so during that, okay, so it was actually, well, okay, it was inspired by the beat of another song, and then it was popular during that time, like a rap song, and it's still popular, and it's called like the Box, yeah, by Roddy Rich, and then yes, so it was popular. So and then I thought, what if since it was popular, and then since like I said the words the box, I thought okay, since I was thinking about being part of this contest, I thought what if I could change the words of it and use the beat and change it to the Bronx, and then just put my own words to it, and then yeah, maybe I could make something like creative.
So that song is a catchy song, and it's still on the radio. I know some of us are older now. We don't listen to rap music that way. But I mean, at one point when you said, what was it? When he extends the word on the song, and you did it. What's that part on the record that he? And then you did the same thing.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, like okay, the beat. When I kind of did something okay, when I did something similar to what he did in the beginning of the song.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so what I did was that okay, in the beginning of okay, for a few times he does some, he says, he puts a sound that goes like in the beginning, so I just changed that, and I said like get counted during the part. I said that for like 6 times.
You was like get counted, get counted, get counted.
Yeah.
And then so my thing is, because you used that, right? Did it work? I mean, obviously you came in 3rd place, so congratulations. But more importantly, did you see like your friends think, take to it? Like, did they start to then educate themselves about the census because of what your project was?
Yes, I think they did.
So it served its purpose. Well, we wanted to congratulate you. You came in 3rd place. Thanks to Health First, you get 100, right? You get like $100 gift certificate where you could purchase whatever. And it's not a lot, but it certainly, I'm sure you'll do good with that money, especially maybe buying yourself something that could help you with either your musical talents, do something positive in the community, or with your schooling, next year. Hopefully you'll go back to school starting September.
Yes.
Okay? Which I'm gonna go into Sophia now. Sophia, how you doing, Sophia?
I'm great. How are you?
So Sophia, you and I, for full disclosure, I know Sophia's family a very long time, and her family's very political, extremely political. Question. Let me see Sophia. Hold on. Let me just get her on. There you go. So question, Sophia. Did you always know about the census, being that you come from a political family? Was that something that you guys always talked about?
Yes, my mom has informed me on many political things. So yes, I knew about the census before I did the video.
So in terms, in doing a little research about what I've seen, that you've done other like mini documentaries, little educational videos. Talk to us about your passion with that. And then why is it that, what compelled you to use that creativity for this?
The reason that I wanted to do my video the way that I did it is because I wanted to profile all of the positive things that the Bronx has, such as the Bronx Zoo, the Botanical Garden, and how important the census is to provide funding for important services like sanitation, parks, hospitals, and schools, etc.
So you took a different route, right? It wasn't music. You weren't singing. You weren't rapping. You didn't have a catchy beat, and yet you talk about voting, right? You came in, taking nothing away from Mark or Melvin, but between 1st and 2nd place, you came in under 30 likes. So so there was something still compelling about it. When people that have seen this, your friends, what is their take back? What do they tell you about it? Like, do you think that it served its purpose in educating them? Aside from them wanting to cheer you on, aside from them, being there for their homegirl or whatever, did you think it served the purpose of educating?
I believe it did, because my teachers had shared it with the whole school. So I hope that informed them things about the census, and I hope they were encouraging their family to fill it out. I really hope so.
And so and I got to go back to Mark on this first before I go to you. Mark, what is your dream when you get older? What is it that you would like to do? Do you want to continue to pursue your musical talents?
Well, okay. With that question, there have been okay. Like before, I wasn't really sure about what I would do, but now since now since I think I'm starting to have a musical talent, then I might want to maybe pursue that in the future. Yeah.
Don't forget about us, Mark. When you blow up, don't forget about us. When you have all these musical hits, and you're like, we're a renowned musician or producer or what have you, or songwriter, don't forget about the Bronx, okay? Promise us that. You promise, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We expect. And you, Sophia, what is it you would like? Where would you like to do? What's your dream?
Well, when I'm older, I would like to be a lawyer, or yeah, I think I'd like to be a lawyer.
What grade are you in now, Sophia?
I'm in 6th, going to 7th grade.
6th grade. So you're the youngest of our winners. Wow, and one would have thought that maybe you want to go into like television and journalism. Maybe you get a law degree and get your own, your own primetime talk show or news show, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that you may want to do further down the road. I don't know. I mean, your dream is your dream, but you certainly did a good job, and we thank you. We appreciate it. It was so informative. Like you packed in so much in like, what was it, 30 seconds or 60 seconds? Like,
yeah.
You packed in a lot, so you made good use of the time.
Thank you. Thank you for organizing this challenge and giving the youth an opportunity to do this. Thank you.
Yes, and we need to do more of it. And thank you guys for really excelling at it. And you're the $250 winner, 2nd place. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, which brings us
Awesome.
to our 1st place. Where's Melvin? Melvin, can you hear me?
I'm here. Yeah, I hear you.
So Melvin, you were like, make it count, make it count.
Yeah.
Make it count. Where's Melvin? I can't see Melvin, but I can hear you. So Melvin,
Yeah.
you decided to go the a cappella route. You didn't use a beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, tell us what grade you in and what school you go to.
I go to East Borough Academy for the Future, and I'm in 7th grade.
You in 7th grade. All right.
Yeah.
So what made you, before we get to your actual, you're the first prize winner. Before we get to your actual song, what inspired you, or where was the moment that you said, look, I want to do this. I want to get involved in this contest?
Well, my main goal in life is to help my community. I want to help kids like me have a better future, have a better education. So, because they're all future, I want to be able to help them have better stuff, like better technology, better books, better like stuff like that, better schools, so they can actually want to learn.
Oh, I actually do see you now, Melvin.
Oh, you see me?
Yeah, I see you. Yes, I can see. Yes. Love the hair, by the way.
Thank you.
Did you always grow it out, or is that the pandemic? You couldn't get a haircut, so now you got it.
I always grew it out.
It looks cool. It looks cool.
Thank you.
So Melvin, do you like to rap? I used to want to be a rapper when I was your age.
Yeah, I rap.
I was either gonna rap or I was gonna be the shooting guard for the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But hey, I became the borough president. Not so bad, right? So
Yeah.
do you like to rap? Do you like to rap?
Yeah, I like to rap.
And like, what is most of the theme around what you rap about?
What I rap about is like the stuff I see, like my community, the stuff I went through, that stuff like that. Just I want to be a role model to other kids. Like I want them to know that if you put your mind to something, it always could become true.
So you took a different tack, right? If you're a rapper, I'm gonna ask you who your top 5. Not now. So guys, start getting that together. I'm gonna ask you, okay? That's probably gonna be the most difficult question you're gonna get today. But if you're a rapper, you see all that's going on with rap, and there's a lot of, for lack of better terms, a lot of dope beats. But you decided not to use a beat, right? The easy route was to get a beat, not the easy route. I mean, Mark did this as well, but you could have got somebody with a hot beat and then rapped over it. And because you know how the kids are, they would have taken to it. You decided to go a cappella, make it count, make it count, make it count, make it count. And then you had the guys, old school, pounding on the table. You did that. Why did you choose that route instead of getting some catchy tune or some catchy beat from a hot record?
Well, nowadays I feel like with a beat, most people listen more to a beat when you hear a song. I didn't want them to just listen to a beat. I wanted to hear them. I want to I wanted them to hear what I was saying.
Ah, nice. There you go. You want so you felt if I did that catchy beat, more people would probably take to it. But let me make sure that they listen to what I'm saying, because I mean that was the point of the contest, right?
Yeah.
Now, with that said, how were your classmates? You got the whole class to do the? How did were they all in? Were they like obviously they were? Did they all educate themselves? Did you feel that energy around the school and when people saw your video?
Yeah. Everybody was supporting me. I got a lot of support from my classmates in the whole school. It was really.
Do you think that they would then educate themselves and then therefore their family members on the census?
Yes.
You believe that that's what happened?
Yes. Actually, some of my friends, they got it in the mail this year, and they were giving their moms it and like making them fill it out. Yeah.
Ah, there we go. See, that's what we. Did you find that to be the case also, Sophia and Mark?
Yes, a couple of my friends told me that they got it in the mail and gave it to their parents, but not a lot of them. But I'm hoping they did. I believe they did.
And Mark, do you know people who got it in their mail, and then because of your song said, you know what, I'm gonna fill it out?
Yes. I actually heard that, like when some of my friends heard my song, like I think that helped their families fill it out.
And does anybody from Health First, Juan, Errol, Elise, do you guys have a question for any one of our winners here? Anybody have something they want to chime in?
Oh, yeah. What I'd like to know from them, any one of you can answer. How exciting is for you to be a winner of this great contest with the Bronx Borough president and representing the Bronx, the borough of the salsa and merengue?
For me, it wasn't really about winning. For me, it was about spreading the word and to help people like fill out the census, and so that people were informed about it and they can encourage their family members to fill it out.
Great.
Melvin?
For me, I just wanted to, help my community come together as one, and just instead of competing with each other, to bring them together and help the whole community with each other, because teamwork is better than just one person.
And Mark, how excited were you about doing? How excited are you about this contest?
I was I was really excited about doing it, and yeah, I didn't really care. I didn't really care like too much about winning, but like because I'm happy that I was at least in third place. So yeah, I didn't really care. Okay, yeah, so that's the thing, and then so I mainly did this to just share my message about with the Bronx community about just filling out the census. Like that was my goal, not really like winning.
So this question is for the three winners. If you agree, put a thumbs up. If you disagree, put a thumbs down, and then I'll ask you a follow-up question. So I want this for all you guys. Do you think that we should be doing more contests like this? Yes. Okay. I would go just to the Health First folks and the sponsors. I mean, you think about young people and how much they're experiencing this day and age. All of the different conversations, whether it's Black Lives Matter, health, how to take better care of yourselves, the pandemic, everything from using a mask. They say a lot of the young people don't use masks and are not really adhering to social distancing ordinances. And maybe young people need to continue to talk to young people, and we should continue this type of outreach, and by incentivizing young folks to use their creative talents where normally they wouldn't get the platform to showcase that talent, but to use that talent to better inform their generation and to continue to have conversations. I mean, in this case, the census is serious, but Black Lives Matter is very serious as well. Police misconduct. You look now on the flip side of that, I don't want to get too melancholy. I don't want to get too down. But look at the amount of crime that's gone up. Look at the shootings all over the city, and how many young people we're losing to the streets. And maybe it would be much more powerful. Not maybe, I know it's more powerful to get young people to use your creative talents to put messaging out there to address these issues, as opposed to coming from old politicians like me, you know? But yet us being the vehicle to allow you to put that out there and to incentivize it. I would like to do more of it. I would like to make it even better. I want to thank you guys. I want to say that I'm proud of each and every single one of you three. I mean that wholeheartedly. I'm proud of the people who didn't win, but yet either submitted their submissions, or in one way, shape, or form looked at one of your videos and just liked it. Just thank you to the people who liked your videos, who took the time to see your talent, to hear your message that benefited all of us. I want to thank all of you at Health First for believing in our young people, for believing in the Bronx, for believing in the message, for allowing us to do the best that we can to get the message out there. And I certainly want to thank my team for bringing all this together. Anybody with any final thoughts here? To my team, Tracy, or Mark, you have something? Go ahead, Mark.
Yes. I was just gonna say, yeah. Okay. I was just gonna add on, like, to what you were saying about, like, if we do another contest, like, yeah, I just thought of this, yeah, and then you were speaking about some of it, like, maybe if we ever do another one, maybe we can talk about, like, things like things that we've been going through, like, during this time, like, maybe we can do a contest, like, dealing with the ideas about the protests, or it could be about the pandemic, like.
Yes. Or racism, right? Systemic racism, about getting resources in education, whatever it is. I mean, we could go so many different directions with this. And I'm a firm believer that, you know, while many people make the news and many people make the history books, those that we know of, those giants, the only reason, you know, the big push behind them were young folks at their time. Yeah, we know about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, but when you look at those civil rights protests, it were young folks. And I mean, you know, there are people out in the streets every single day, but social media has really changed how we view the world. And it's really made things, you know, fast, and it's gotten information out there. I'm a firm believer that if it wasn't for social media, people really wouldn't have believed what happened to George Floyd in Minneapolis. It was that video. It was the social media that let people see for real. Oh my God, when people complain about police brutality, it's not just, you know, that they're just, you know, it's not just a myth. This is real. So in the same way that we see negativity in social media, I think that we got to start promoting young folks like you guys and the many others that are out there with your creativity. Because I'm a firm believer that not only are you putting out positive messaging, but somebody will then spot your talent, whether it's the journalistic way that you went about it, Sophia, and so informative, or you two with your rapping skills and your musical talent. Somebody will also see that, and who knows, the sky's the limit. Anybody from Health First or on my team who wants to chime in and some closing remarks before I put Melvin on the spot? I'm really going to put you on the spot, Melvin. Melvin.
Yeah, Rob, I just want to say thank you very much for the partnership. I mean, with Health First, on behalf of 1.5 million members, we are very proud to support this great event, supporting the youth and the Census 2020. Thank you very much. And we're looking forward to more special result on the youth community. Thank you.
Thank you. Some housekeeping here before I get to Melvin. Did you guys all receive your gift certificates?
Yes.
Yesterday.
Okay, everybody. Okay, good. Woo. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, right?
Awesome.
Melvin, your top 5. Your
All
top 5, Melvin. Let's go.
All right. So hear me out, cause I'm not, I'm not that old. So
See, I told you this would be, guys, all from Help First. I told you this would be the hardest question that he had to answer today. Go ahead. So now we gotta hear him out. Go ahead. Let's
all
go.
right. So I got Biggie.
Okay.
His style, his lyrics, and his flow.
Okay.
I got Drake because he kind of set an era for like a couple years.
10 years strong and still going.
Yeah.
That's nothing to sneeze at. Go ahead. Longevity.
Um.
On number one. He's number one. He's not my number one, but I'm saying he's on top of the charts for 10 years straight. That's big. Go ahead.
Of course, me. You know.
No, leave you out of it. Leave you out of it. We already know you number one. Leave you out of it.
Yeah. All right. I got. That's really hard. I got Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. Okay.
You know that. I got Kanye West.
I was just listening to Graduation over the weekend.
Great song.
Great. Well, the whole album. I was listening to the whole album. That album is fire. Go ahead.
And I got Jay-Z. Yeah.
And Jay-Z. Okay, Mark, you're a rapper. Who are your top five? Do you have top five?
Okay, well, I think I might still have to work on that. I think.
Oh, you gotta think about that. Okay, Sophia, you like hip hop?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't have a top five.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Mark isn't finished. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry, I thought you were talking to me, but yeah, I like hip hop too.
Do you have top five? Do you have top five?
Well, okay. Maybe I'll just say. Okay, I'll say like one person for now. Okay, yeah. I think I would like Drake too. Yeah.
Drake. Okay, you got two. You guys share one in the top five. Anybody else? Oh, that's just your top. That's just your best rapper. Drake is just your best.
Okay, okay, well, yeah, he might. Okay, yeah, he might be like my best right now. Yeah, I don't think I can really think of a whole lot top five right now.
Okay, Sophia, you got top five? You like rap?
No, I have to think about that. Sometimes I don't know. I don't know a top five. I have to think.
So first of all, Melvin, your top five is a strong one. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, you got a strong top five. My top five is, and we share one. We share Biggie. So my top five is Biggie, Big Pun. If you guys never heard of these guys, please research them and you'll see. Especially if you like lyricism, I'm into lyricism. So all my top five are lyricists. So it's Biggie, Big Pun, KRS-One, the teacher. KRS-One, you should write that down if you don't know KRS-One. If you know Boogie Down Production, that's why they call the Bronx the Boogie Down. So KRS-One, Rakim, and Eminem.
Oh,
And Eminem. Those are my top five.
good list.
Good list. Go and listen to them, man. Look, guys, I'm proud of you. And I appreciate you guys. You guys inspire me and you inspire so many others. The world is yours. Your swagger is unbelievable. Your energy is unbelievable. Your intellect is incredible and unmatched. You go out there with everything that you've been given, with all of your life experiences coming from the Boogie Down Bronx, with all of the negative and positive experiences that you've either lived through or your family has lived through or your friends or whatever you see, you channel that energy and you go and conquer the world. You've already proven to have a heart and a mind to want to help and educate others. So use all of the tools that you're given with, that you have been given, use all of that to go and do so. And with that said, I don't have anything else to say unless somebody wants to wrap it up here. But God bless you guys. God bless the Bronx, and I'll see you soon. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.